The following video has been rated I for I fucking got laid right before shooting the opening sequence of this video. Viewer discretion is required.
Hi, Joel.
Hello, non-existent girlfriend.
Okay.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because you're about to experience and know exactly firsthand what pure exposure overload looks like. And Blacky, now might be a good time to run!
What's up, YouTube? This is Blacky Lebowski. You call me Latrinkle now. And I swear, only on the fucking internet do you have these fucking faggot-ass faggot fuck-fags like Blackbong talking all this bullshit of, oh, Blacky, you were never in the Air Force. Man, shut that fucking faggot-ass dumb shit up right now. Y'all a bunch of fucking triggered ass fucking faggots. I don't even think Black Bond has ever said anything about this, but I'm gonna lump him in anyway because I want that fucking faggot dead. Anyways, man, I had my fucking daddy send my fucking old Air Force uniform in the mail. I hated the fucking Air Force. We called people that were in the Air Force for 6 years, 6-year faggots. My fucking direct line supervisor, Chief Petty Officer Danielson, was the biggest fucking faggot I'd ever met in my life. Now, I know I said to that fucking faggot TheRedRaven when he asked for my AFSC that my fucking AFSC was 321st Security Forces Squadron. Reality is it was actually 66th Security Forces Squadron. I didn't fucking remember it because my therapist and I have been going through memory regression sessions. I'm not really supposed to talk about it. Some bad shit happened while I was in the Air Force. All I could really remember at this point was a live chicken and some KY jelly. Now, these fucking faggots are asking for this code. What's your code? What's your code? I need your code. Man, I wasn't told no fucking code. I was never told no fucking code when I was in the Air Force. Security forces don't fucking need no fucking codes. All we're about was Whenever anybody asked for our AFSC, that's what we replied with. Then they fucking knew that we were security forces. There ain't no fucking codes. Y'all need to fucking... You need to do some fucking research. Y'all don't fucking know what the hell you're talking about. You were never in the fucking military if you're fucking spouting out fucking codes. It don't fucking work like that. So anyways, man, this should fucking end all speculation whether or not Blacky was in the fucking Air Force. I'll tell you what, GreatExposer, any of you fucking faggots, you fucking followers of that faggot Black Bond, I swear to God, you motherfuckers talk this dumb shit out in the fucking real, I'd fucking beat the fuck out of you. I had to make sure I fucking go to my law school classes first, but I'd fucking beat the fuck out of you. Y'all ain't never gonna get my DD214 because I could just fucking go to Google and fucking download a fucking DD214 and fucking make it look like it was mine. And I could do that because in addition to going to law school, I fucking went to school for graphic design. Here's my fucking textbook to prove it. That faggot ass shit out of here. Anyways, man, this should end all speculation. Y'all are a bunch of fucking triggered ass fucking faggots. I was in the fucking Air Force. This fucking jacket proves it. That's all you need to fucking see. This is Blacky Lebowski. I'm out this bitch.
The only color I kill over is green. And over them white boys, I rupture your spleen. See what I mean? These niggas is holding me. Come and get these hollow tips. My bullets got copper.
You stupid.
People, in my near 36 years of being alive, I don't think I've ever seen a more desperate attempt to prove one's innocence that was flawed from the get-go, no less, that received such a glorious backfire backlash than when I saw Blacky try to prove his Air Force veteran status with just an old BDU jacket. It was literally like watching somebody set themselves on fire in front of a crowd of people. The funny thing is, I saw the comments he left on my previous Chronicles video before I saw his video. And I even said to myself, I'll bet this supposed concrete proof will be nothing more than an old fucking Air Force uniform. Sure enough, I was right on the money, because he's just that fucking predictable. Now, there's a few things in this video that I took note of that I want to address. So let's go ahead and roll the first piece of footage.
Only on the fucking internet. Nobody's ever brought this shit to me in real life because, like, my whole demeanor is like, this nigga was definitely in the military. So I went to my dad's house and I picked this up.
You got the BDU jacket from your dad's house? Here's my issue with that. You're a grown-ass man that lives on your own in a house, are you not? Then my question is, what is your old BDU jacket doing at your dad's house? You can't tell me you don't have enough room for it to store somewhere in your house. If the Air Force was as horrible as you make it out to be, as if you were practically sexually molested by the higher echelons in your supposed unit, You would have completely gotten rid of that uniform rather than keep it at your dad's house. So I'm not buying the whole, I just left it at my dad's house because I hated my experience in the Air Force excuse either. That clip I played was at the very beginning of your video. So right from the word go, you fucking exposed yourself. You honestly expect me and others to believe that that's your BDU jacket and not your father's? It being your dad's would certainly explain the bare bones knowledge that you've spouted off about the Air Force that just so happened to be correct, such as security forces being an actual Air Force job title. Now that you've decided to pull this stunt, you now not only have to prove that you are an Air Force vet, but you also have to prove that that BDU jacket you showed in the video was yours and not your father's. Then there's the fact that, like I showed at the start of this video, I easily got my hands on an Air Force BDU jacket just like yours off the internet. And I never even served in the Air Force, nor did I have to prove that I served in any military branch to get my hands on one. Granted, I couldn't find the particular unit patch you showed in your video to be able to use in this video, but I did find an instance where one was sold on the internet. Never mind the fact that none of the frauds out on the street wearing fucked up uniforms had to prove they served to be able to get a hold of a military uniform. It's not hard for a regular civilian to get any type of military uniform, Blacky. You see how many questions you just raised and how highly suspicious this BDU jacket display is? The most hilarious part of all is that you actually consider this to be concrete evidence despite the mountain of reasonable doubt that I just laid out. Yet you want people to believe you're going to law school. Just more proof of how big of a fraud you are. This is exactly why I asked you to show your DD-214, because that is far more concrete, that leaves far less room for doubt. But you're too fucking stupid to grasp that. Moving on to the next item.
Okay, but these fuckboys were like, what's your code? What's your code? I need your code. I'm like, what code are you talking about? It was in 341st Security Forces. And no, they wanted a code that, like, the whole world can get. You go on, airforce.com, and they want this weird code. They never told us this code. We were goddamn security forces. That's what they did. They fucking said that shit all the fucking time. That security force is not some XP3012. Motherfucker, you reading that bullshit. None of you fuckers were ever in the military if you're reading codes like that. No, that's not how it works.
And here we have another fucking lie. You expect me to believe that you never knew that code and were never told that code throughout your entire supposed Air Force tenure, when that code is one of the first fucking things you learn when you talk to a fucking military recruiter? Whether it's an MOS for the Army and Marines, NEC for the Navy, or AFSC for the Air Force, that code is not only one of the very first things you learn regarding your specific military branch before even going to basic training, it becomes permanently ingrained in your memory banks. Hell, TheRedRaven even said the exact same fucking thing when he first revealed your stolen valor fraudulence. Roll the footage.
How many times are you going to get exposed? You going to delete this account too? Because unless you send me some proof, I could have shut up a long time ago. All you had to do was show me some proof. Or not respond like a jackass. Meaning calling an AFSC 321st Security Forces Squadron. You're going to tell me your job was a squadron at some base. That was your job? Squadroning? Everybody in the military knows that your social security number and your AFSC or MOS in other branches basically becomes your birthday. You know it by heart off the top of your head. That's how you catch these stolen valor guys.
So what was your MOS in the Marines then?
You ask them questions that military personnel would know on the spot. On the spot. Any veteran or active duty personnel could walk up to me and ask me, what was your AFSC? What was your MOS? I tell them right there on the spot. That's how you get these stolen valor guys. They don't know these terms. Don't make a response like Blacky Lebowski made. My AFSC is 321st Security Forces Squadron. Really, buddy? Really? Are you that guy walking around in uniform out there? Frauding?
And not only that, but the question regarding what your specific code is happens to be one of the most frequently asked questions between fellow service members, regardless of what branch you're in. You mean to tell me that whenever a fellow basic training enlistee asked what your AFSC was, that code wasn't part of your answer? Bullshit! Alright? The fuck out of my face! I even showed Blacky's video to my girlfriend. You know, the one Blacky says doesn't exist that was in the beginning of this video, who herself is an Army veteran and has been making an effort to forget everything about her experiences in the Army, with the exception of meeting me, and even she still remembers her unit name and MOS code. When she saw the clip I played where Blacky said he was never told that code, she was like, no, this dude is a fucking liar. That's literally the first thing you learn about the military even before basic training. I don't know where this dude's getting his information, but damn. Blacky, when are you gonna fucking learn that some of us in this community are actual veterans and can spot the lies and bullshit you spew before you even spew them? You're not going to get over on any of us, and the lies you tell aren't going to fly. So fucking stop!
Let me tell you this, dude. TheGreatExposer, any of you fuckers talking this shit, I swear to God, I would beat the fucking living shit out of you in real life. So be thankful for the safety of the fucking internet, because you have no clue who the fuck you're talking to.
Thank you for once again incriminating yourself on camera, Blacky. My response to this exactly mirrors that of Mobius 1, so roll the footage.
Blacky Lebowski. I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told you in the comments section. If I ever met you in real life, or you found my address by some fucking miracle and you actually were able to afford a plane ticket to get over here, I wouldn't behave any differently than I do online. You want to know why? Because if you did anything to me and I ended up dead, guess what? Your ass is going to prison without the possibility of parole for life. And if I live, guess what? I get to sue you for everything you're fucking worth for assault. Oh yes, and I will gladly press charges, of course, because that's how the real world works if you assault someone. And it doesn't usually end well for the person that perpetrates the offense. So Lebowski, you can't win even if you do manage to track us all down in real life and beat the shit out of us or kill us. You can't win, just show your DD-214, but we all know you don't have it because you're a fucking liar and you try damage controlling, which really just makes it more fun for us. I mean, I enjoy this shit. I know the TheGreatExposer and Black Bond enjoy this shit. This is a fucking game to us, and you're the one getting played. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Only thing I can add to that is if we met in the real, and if you did murder me, not only would you go to prison for life, but you better hope there's no afterlife for me to haunt your ass. This type of behavior is unbecoming of a lawyer and further proves that you're fucking lying about going to law school. If you did somehow become a lawyer and you acted this way, you'd find yourself in a world of trouble real quick. I could just see it now. Objection, Your Honor. Overruled. Bet you wouldn't overrule me outside this courtroom, faggot. Cash me outside with that old overruled bullshit and see what happens to your faggot ass. Yeah, I can see that going over real well. Not to mention, if you did become a lawyer and somebody in high authority within the legal system found your YouTube channel, I can pretty much guarantee you'd end up getting disbarred. You ain't going to law school, liar. Your conduct and you claiming there's no such thing as a bachelor's in law proves that. Moving on.
At the TheGreatExposer, you ain't getting laid, dude. You ain't getting pussy.
Pretty sure that female you saw in the beginning of this video would demand to differ on that. Not to mention, had you watched my Xbox Extremist versus Normal Gamer video, you would have actually heard the two of us getting it on. But of course, you talk all this dumb ad hominem laden bullshit without knowing a fucking thing with who you're spewing it to.
You ain't got a good job.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that arcade stick in the beginning of this video that was suspiciously and conveniently sitting on our living room twin bed we use as a couch. But that arcade stick cost $190 on sale before shipping costs. Pretty sure I've got to have a good job to be able to buy something like that on a whim. Or at the very least, have good budgeting skills. So once again, fucking owned.
You don't have no social standing in the real world.
Social standing is relative. Both myself and my woman have jobs. We have a roof over our heads, food on our plates, are able to take care of ourselves financially and be able to have plenty of good time money on top of that, and neither one of us are imprisoned. I'd say that's pretty fucking good social standing.
Like you should really feel fucking stupid now. But anyway, I guess I got this off eBay.
Funny you should say that, seeing as how that's exactly where I got the Air Force BDU jacket and 66th Security Forces patch you saw in the beginning of the fucking video. Not only does that jacket you showed not end all speculation regarding your supposed Air Force service, it raises even more doubt to the validity of your story. Hell, let's talk about that unit patch you showed. It's the patch for the 341st Security Forces Squadron. But wait, I thought you said your unit was 321st Security Forces Squadron. There's even a screenshot of TheRedRaven talking to you via YouTube comments where he states that's exactly what you told him when he asked for your AFSC code. But now all of a sudden it's 341st Security Forces? And you're telling other people to get their facts and stories straight? And I don't want to fucking hear this garbage of I hated the Air Force so much that I forgot the exact name of my unit. Like the AFSC code, your unit name becomes permanently ingrained in your memory banks. Like I said before, my girlfriend has been trying to forget as much as possible about the Army, and even she still remembers her unit name and MOS. If you're a veteran, you don't forget that shit. It permanently becomes a part of you, whether you like it or not. Now let's talk about this recent implication you made that you need to get a replacement copy of your DD-214, but don't want to pay the measly $9 to do so. Here we have a lie on not one, but two levels. First of all, do you know what the out-processing personnel made me and all the other service members that were leaving the military do before we were officially out of the military? They had us take our DD-214s and make copy after copy after copy after copy after copy, along with more copies with extra copies on top of 50 more copies. They did so to ensure as much as possible that we don't ever lose them, because your DD-214 becomes nearly as important as your social security card. Again, I don't care how much you hate the military. Unless something happens that's beyond your control, like a house fire, you ain't losing or discarding an important document like that. You implying that you don't have one because you lost or discarded it is yet another fucking bullshit lie thrown onto the pile of your fucking bullshit lies. You didn't lose or discard any DD214 because you never fucking had one to begin with because you're a lying fraud. Second of all, even if you somehow lost your original DD214 and the mountains of copies of said document, getting it replaced requires contacting the National Archives, who in most cases do not charge any sort of fee to send out a replacement. So this whole $9 fee thing is in all likelihood more bullshit. Finally, let's talk about the comment you left where you implied that you could just pull a DD214 off of Google Images and use that to prove you were in the Air Force. I've saved the best bit for last, because I've got a bit of a bombshell as far as that goes. I've said on at least 2 occasions that there are usually multiple reasons for why I do what I do or say what I say on YouTube or Twitter or anywhere else. And I'm about to reveal that this Chronicles of the DD214 series is no different in that regard. Let me explain something to you, Blacky, that will hopefully allow you to fully understand the depths of your failure. Let's go back to my very first Chronicles video where I showed my DD214 and laid down the parameters for you to show yours. Roll the footage.
All you have to do is get on camera and show your DD214 just like I did, blocking out any sensitive info you might feel compromises your identity or be an OPSEC violation. I want this on video, not a still shot, because I don't know if you have the Photoshop experience needed to produce a convincing forgery.
There are 2 key statements in the previous footage that require further examination. Those being me allowing you to block out any of your personal info, and I don't know if you have the Photoshop skills needed to produce a convincing forgery. On the surface, it would appear that all I was doing was trying to prevent you from doxing yourself to entice you to show your DD214, as well as to prevent you from trying to pull a fast one by producing a fake DD214. In reality, however, I had an underlying reason for saying what I said. You see, I knew before I even made that video that you could just go onto Google Images and get a sample DD214, and if you had the ability, make it look like it was your actual DD214. What I was actually trying to do was subtly put the idea into your head to actually go to Google Images, download a legit looking image of a DD214, and alter it to make it look like it was yours. And considering that I said you could block out any personal info that you didn't want to show, it would have drastically decreased the chances of anybody being able to say it's fake. And you know what? If you would have actually done that, and there wasn't any really obvious indications that it was fake, I would have actually believed you and dropped the subject altogether. Now, why would I just take your word for it despite your history of lying and that you could have very well been showing a fake DD214? It's because if you would have promptly shown the documentation on camera after I laid down the challenge, I would have at least gotten the impression that you were serious in wanting to clear your name. So basically, Blacky, not only have I given you the opportunity to beat me with the truth, I even gave you the opportunity to beat me with fraudulence. If this was a wrestling match, I would basically be lying in the middle of the ring and telling you to come down and pin me. Except that you weren't even in the arena to be able to pin me, either because you didn't have the means to get there or because you were too incompetent. This whole entire Chronicles series wasn't just designed to show how big of a fraud you are, but also show how fucking stupid you are. If you had just shown some form of DD214 documentation in a timely manner after I made my first Chronicles video, whether it was real or fake, you would have been in the clear, at least on my end. But alas, because you decided to dance around for close to a year now without doing anything, that door has long closed, and you sealed your own fate. You not only sealed your fate by ignoring the so-called bandwagon for so long, but you fucking snitched on yourself with your recent comment and completely took that option off the table for yourself. So guess what? Since you failed the illusion of honesty test with flying colors, you know those terms I initially laid out in the aforementioned footage taken from my first Chronicles video regarding showing your DD-214? Well, because you're intellectually incapable of putting on a convincing front, despite the fact that you've gone on record as saying you could do this, we're going to go ahead and change those terms a little bit. If, and this is such a huge if that it borders on being physically impossible at this point, but if you do show your DD-214, I want to see two things. These two things will not be blocked out. Number one, I want to see your unit and or duty station information on that DD-214 to prove that you were part of the 341st Security Forces Squadron instead of your dad. And number two, and this is most important, I want to see your name. That's right, you'd better not block your name out. And I don't want to hear any of this garbage of I don't want to dox myself, because I'm going to shut that shit down right now. You know that video you made defending Nintendo friend codes where you showed your Nintendo Switch profile? Well, guess what? Your dumb ass partially doxed yourself when you showed that. So obviously, you must not care all that much about your anonymity, and you therefore have no reason not to show your name on your DD-214. Now, you're probably asking, how the hell do I know that you doxed yourself? Because, Blacky, I'm now in possession of your first and last name. I'm not going to completely spill the beans and fully dox you in this video, but since you don't seem to have a problem giving away your first name, I can confirm that Sean is in fact your first name. So yeah, by showing your first name on camera, you've effectively made it so you can't use the personal info and privacy excuse. Now, of course, you could still block out other highly sensitive personal info, such as your social security number, address, and all that stuff. However, your name and unit information needs to be clearly visible if you show your DD-214 on camera. Like I said in my last video, you have till the end of this year to produce this document on camera. If you fail to do so, well, I could do a whole lot of damage to you with the knowledge of your name. But like I said in my previous Chronicles video, I'm going to save that for another time, specifically close to the end of this year. Blacky, I told you from the very beginning that you had one way out of the predicament you find yourself in. You have literally tried everything else other than that one option I gave you, and all you've accomplished is digging your hole deeper. You thought that by dragging this out to see how far I would go with this, that you were giving me enough rope to hang myself with, when in reality, you've been fashioning up a noose for yourself. You never once stopped to think that the entire reason why I asked you to show a DD-214 is because anything else would have further destroyed your credibility. And that's exactly what happened when you attempted to shut me down with an Air Force BDU that you got from your dad's house. Like I said, all you've done is not only show how big of a fraud you are, but how fucking retardedly stupid you are. Yet you expect people to believe you graduated magna cum laude with a 3.8 GPA? Yeah, okay. Hope you sleep tight, Blacky. I know I certainly will, knowing you've done more damage to yourself than I ever could have. As per usual, Blacky, you lose and I win. And it will continue to be that way until you show everyone in this community your DD-214. But we all know at this point that that's never going to happen, so you have therefore been exposed and owned for life. By all means though, Blacky, come at me again. And just like with this video, you'll see how easy it is for me to utterly obliterate you. It's easy for me to do so because you make it that easy. So please, keep it up. The Great Exposer has spoken.